Tamer Alguindi, árbitro profissional do Mr. Olímpia, foi ao podcast gringo The Men's Podcast para explicar o porquê Rafael Brandão venceu de Tony Burton no Arnold Classic Brasil. Depois de tanto tempo, essa história ainda tá gerando assunto, e o Tamer teve que explicar pro Dennis, pro Chris e pro Milo Sarchev o porquê Rafael Brandão foi o campeão do Arnold Classic Brasil. O Dennis James também falou, assim como o Tony Burton, que o Brandão só ganhou porque foi no Brasil, porque ele competiu no Brasil e porque o Tamer foi o árbitro central. Então o Tamer resolveu se explicar no podcast deles. Eu vou deixar um trecho aqui pra vocês, o vídeo tá com legenda automática para sair mais rápido, então bora lá.
But I want to give you, because there's a lot of fans and a lot of people, and I'm one of them, I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I'm one of them who thinks that I had Tonio winning, you know, crystal clear in my eyes. You know, not because I don't like Rafael. I love Rafael's physique. I think Rafael is a better bodybuilder when he's on. So when he was in Columbus, Rafael, for me, pushed Samson. You know what I mean? But at that point, I just saw, the way I saw it, Rafael was not on. And so I would like to give you the floor to maybe explain, as a judge, what did you see and why did the result ended up being the way it was?
Absolutely, Dennis. First, I'd like to thank you, Dennis, for being here on the program, and Milos and Chris. It's a great honor to have three of the largest experts and biggest experts in the industry here. I don't go to a lot of podcasts as a promoter, as a judge, but you know, when I received your phone call, I decided that was important to answer to the fans and to the experts to some of the decisions that we're taking there. But I want to give a quick background on judging. I think like we know about this, but I think a lot of the fans don't know about it. It's three basic columns of judging, essentials of judging. First one is muscularity, okay? The second one is proportionality and symmetry. And third is the conditioning and definition of the muscle groups. They should be judged like, in parallel with each other, mostly on a bodybuilding concept. If you guys know, of course, I'm an IFBB pro. That's how I started. And, I always try in condition. I think condition is very, very important. So if you look at me compared to other judges, like probably Steve, Tyler, I'm probably the guy that pushes the most for condition. But that doesn't mean that I should ignore, symmetry, proportions, and muscularity. On that particular show, undoubtedly, the most conditioned athlete was not Tonio. It was Gori Vito. God Vito was for sure the most conditioned athlete on stage. His legs were absolutely shredded. He was conditioned every single, part of his body, and he ended up in third place. Okay, Tonio was probably the second most conditioned athlete on stage on that day, and then you had Brandão, in third in terms of the condition factor. In terms of muscularity, Brandão was clear the winner. He was clear the most muscular guy. He was showing significant muscle density on all the front poses that was vast superior that both of the other athletes, Tonio and God Vito. And in terms of symmetry and proportions, he also was better. His body flow better. His balance from his upper body to his lower body was better. His aesthetics in general was better. I don't know if you guys have pictures or not.
Yeah, we
but
do.
in the front poses.
Actually, we do. Why don't you just go to the front double biceps first, so we can. This is the live stream, pictures from the live stream. So this is what we saw. You saw the real stuff, so we can only show you what we saw.
And of course, I don't think I need to tell Milos. I don't need to tell Milos, and I don't need to tell you that the live stream doesn't have the best all the pictures. I mean, if they did, we don't need to have shows. We would just have the comparison of pictures, and we could judge from the pictures. But in this particular pose here, Brandão, in the views of not of me, but all the other judges, won this. He's had a high amount of muscularity. You can see his lats, chest. He won that. His aesthetics is better. Yes, Antonio is a little bit more conditioned, and I judge Brandão also on the Arnold. Okay, so Brandão was better in the Arnold, but we don't judge in base of that.
Right.
And I also want to add something else. Tonio is an amazing competitor. He won my show in which I judged the California State Championships, and I put him in first. So I gave all the front poses and the front double biceps to Brandão. Brandão won that pose based on his additional muscularity and the body flow that I felt that was superior. I feel Tony also needed to fill up a little bit more his chest there, because his chest was very flat on that pose.
Hey, also, I want to add, and if you see not this camera angle, but if you're seeing from the side, coming through the torsos, Brandon torso was way more superior than Tonio's. So, Tamer was right there, and he sees the more 3D of these type of photos when you're in person, and I'm sure it's even probably more so clear in person.
Yeah, I mean, look, I say this. We all here are IFBB pros. We say that with a lot of respect. We know the amount of sacrifice, emotional, financial that these guys go through, and I take this very seriously. The only thing that I told Tonio that, me and him had a conversation. I got a little bit sad with him because he thought that, hey, I was unfairly judged because I was in Brazil. Look, I won my pro card here on the United States as a Brazilian, judged by 100% American judges. International competitors all over the world come here to the United States, and they're judged predominantly by only American judges. Millers know that. So what does that mean? They're like, that's unfair. Like, look, judges understand, and we create the best league in the world, the Pro League and the NPC, because of our ethics, our responsibility to the competitors, and we will never, under no circumstances, let a country guide us or a sponsorship or politics for judging. He can disagree with us, that's normal, but they'll never be based on such a things as country or politics.
Tamer. If you've seen, in your opinion, in this shot right here, even though the torso is more, we would go with Rafael, if Tonio's legs were just blistering in definition, up and down, not so much sweep, but more lines, intermuscular lines and everything, would that sway your opinion on this shot?
Yes, I think it would. I think that, he was more conditioned, again, than Brandão. But his condition wasn't like, hey, he's blowing away Brandão condition. Godivito's legs were significantly more conditioned than both of those athletes.
But I had Tamer, I had first, second, and third exactly how you had it. And I was looking at it from a little cell phone, and I can tell 1, 2, 3 real quick. But what I'm saying is, Tonio, with a little bit more tinkering of that definition factor that he can bring, little fuller chest up in the middle, that would have won him. That would have possibly won the show, correct?
Let's look at this front lat spread now.
So look at this front lat spread. Again, you can see the superiority and condition of Tonio. Nobody's discussing that. That's obvious. Mm-hmm. But, if condition was the only factor to be judged, Andreas Musser and Abdullah, each one of them would have 5 Olympias each one. That's not the only thing that we need to judge. Like, I'm judging also the level of muscularity by the flow.
Tamer, I get that. You're absolutely right. The condition alone should not win the shows. But I don't see and not flowing Tonio. I think Tonio flows very well. It's not like it's not like Tony has a shape like Andres Munzer, because he has way better shape and better flow. So it's not like Rafael. Of course, Rafael,
absolutely.
I just wanted to throw this out.
Absolutely, Dennis. I agree with you.
Yeah. So Rafael wins based on shape, size,
Muscularity.
And
So, yeah.
muscularity.
So again, like here. Yeah. So again, let's talk about this pose here because this is a much closer pose than the other pose. So here, like I love the shoulders and arms that Tony is presenting here. His separation. Even though he's more conditioned, Rafael, even on the judging that his legs look better, his chest fullness look better, and his overall muscularity and the way that his body is flowing was better. So I kind of look, okay, he in the condition factor here, Tony won this, but it's still in the body flow, in the way that the body is flowing and the lats are coming, the chest, Rafael still wins this pose by very
And the
little,
quad
but he does.
separation. And the quad separation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. Now, right now, Chris, I love you to death.
I love you too.
Take a envelope or something and cover the upper body and look at the legs. Right
But I
now.
already judged it in seconds, though, Doug. You already know how I feel about
No,
this.
on the screen. And the previous, I was going to do with the previous shot also.
I'm actually closing and just looking at the legs too.
Okay.
Yes.
And
Can
the
you
previous
hold a
shot.
piece of paper in front of the torso? Here.
Blurry.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this.
Okay,
the right
let's
way.
do it the way I look at it.
Get up.
And the front double biceps also. Just cover the upper body.
I'm
I
stupid.
don't know how bodybuilding works, but let's go try it.
Guys, I'm stupid.
No, I know,
It's
but
on
you're
the
talking about the
screen.
legs.
It's on
asking the questions.
It's on the
with the
screen.
most-
I can't. It's not on the camera, so I can't do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, yeah. But I see Milos. Go ahead.
Yeah, Dennis, if you do it yourself, if you see it, cover the upper body.
No, I don't even have to cover it. I can just
Those
look at.
legs
I can just look
are-
at. I can just look at the legs. I don't really see that.
You want to say that Brandão has a more separation?
No, I'm not saying that.
Lateralis, medialis.
I haven't said. I haven't said that at any point.
Okay, more sweep.
I say, if those legs were,
But guys, we already discussed this. We all know where we stand. That's why
Yeah,
I
but
have.
here's
That's
the-
why I have Tamer here, and I want Tamer to explain why
Yeah.
the show went the way it did. And he had Rafael winning, and he's explaining why.
Listen. No,
So,
so far,
do you see Milos the chest, for example,
Yeah.
some of the failures on Tonio's chest and how that kind of like creates some amount of disproportionality on his upper chest?
yeah, 100%. I agree with you, Tamer. Everything you said, I agree with you. Everything. And you're a conditioning guy. Yeah, and you say specifically, if there are other judges, you're the one that pushes conditioning even more. So,
Sure.
so it's beautiful that you come in here and say it's not only conditioning contest, you look muscularity and the balance and everything. I was just referring about the legs because Chris keeps saying about Tonio's legs and
I
legs
keep
can
saying,
be very
I'm just saying, I think he would have won the
Tonia can
show if that was better.
But overall, yeah, I mean,
Because he had the back. I gave him the back.
look, this is another test that I would have. Just blast the picture for 1 second and decide who is better. And usually when you blast it for 1 second, your eyes goes to Brandão.
Yes.
You know, it's more
Yeah,
size, more shape, more balance.
Yeah. Again, look at this picture here. Like honestly, like, and I say this with profound respect to Tonio, but I really don't think there was. I was a little bit surprised because I don't think there was as close as people are saying. Like the side poses, particularly, Rafael was like eating him on those poses.
Oh, yeah.
And the side chest
Every
and the side
time.
triceps.
Every
Even
time.
though his condition wasn't the best, but again, look at this picture here. You look the level of fullness of his chest, his shoulders. I mean, your eyes, as Milo said, completely drive to Rafael. I really feel that Tonio, to balance his physique a little bit more, because he has such a beautiful physique, he does need to have more chest fullness. That is hurting him on the front double biceps, the lat spread, even on the side chest here.
It improved. It improved this year, but it's still lacking because it was worse the year before, especially when he went to the California
Yeah.
show. It came down dramatically from the New York show.
No,
But also,
No.
one second, Tamer. But also, you want to see a nice, crisp side leg. You want a striation going down that quad like you see Rafael's, and you don't really see Antonio.
Excuse me.
sure. No, I feel that, like, on this pose again, Rafael clearly won this pose. Now you're gonna turn to the back, And unquestionably, Tony destroyed Rafael in those poses because that exposed Rafael's lack of condition. Like his condition was much better on the Arnold, but it was really truly exposed on the back pose. That I thought that's where the condition was really, you could see that like on his lower back, he needed to be tighter, but he still had pretty good level of muscularity on his back. I thought his hamstrings, and I told Rafael, I said, if Brandão wants to go to the next level, he needs to make his hamstrings more full. Like it's creating a little bit of imbalance with his upper body there. I clearly had Tonio winning that pose.
Okay, let's go to the next one. The lat spread.
Tonio also won that pose, and he clearly won that pose. His muscularity was better. His condition was better. His hamstrings also significantly better. The back double biceps and the back lat spread was all Tonio. No doubt about that.
Okay.
And have you seen bodybuilders with a clear line of separation, like two big hearts from the lats? That's when you got.
Well, let's just go to the side triceps first, so we can kind of just really. So I mean, that's another pose that I didn't think it was even clear. It was not even close. Like Rafael.
Chris, let Tamer talk. Please let
respectfully, Rafael completely dominated that pose. Tonio needs to work on his posing. I mean, Miller's here that's a genius of posing. You can see here how he's not putting his body on the best angle to show the judges his small waist and his chest. And here is a lot more aesthetically pleasing the way that Rafael is hitting him. So he clearly wins that pose also.
Yeah, Chris is, I think he told Tonio, especially about this pose. Wasn't that Chris? Did you?
Yeah, he was absolutely sideways.
Yeah.
Stomach is coming out more.
Yeah.
Like you cannot expect to win a professional show doing the pose like that. And
let's go to the ab and thigh.
That stomach in.
Yeah, so look, this is another pose that in my view was very close. Why? Because even though clearly Tonio has better condition, you can see his serratus muscles, you can see clear lines on his abs. You see that his abs are pronating a little bit forward. It almost has that little turtle shape. It's not sunken in. I think he needs to correct that because I think it's just the way that he's hitting the pose. And his body looks a little like almost squared. Like while Rafael is a little bit more elongated on that pose, and his abs, even though less condition, they look more into his body. So I really kind of like had this pose kind of very close. I really could go both ways. I really like in the end of the day because of the shape that Rafael was exposing. I prefer Rafael's shape on this than Tonio, mostly because of the pronation of the stomach of Tonio here.
And again, Tamer, I'm going to beat it like a dead horse like Milos does. But if these legs were blistering striations, all the quads, the sartorius muscle, everything is displayed here in this shot. Could you have gave that to Tonio?
Yeah, I think if Tonio had a little bit more separation on certain areas, because again, guys, it's like it's a balance of different things that we judge. So like Tonio wasn't the hardest guy there. Like he was the hardest guy. It's kind of curious that Tonio was saying that he should win based in condition, but the reason why he beat Godivito was because his muscularity. It wasn't because of his condition. Because I don't know if you guys have a picture of Godivito on the back double biceps against Tonio. Godivito's back was more conditioned, but it was 2D. It wasn't 3D. Like, if Godivito wants to advance as an athlete, he needs to work on his back. He has no back. It's a 2D back instead of that 3D that Tonio and Brandão has. And you cannot make that mistake as a pro athlete. 100%. It's expected that a pro athlete has a 3D back.
100%. He's more like a Gumby type. Like he's got the width going, but it's just all that real estate needs to be filled out, and that comes with age also.
There's no most muscular. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's a kind, honestly, guys, this for me is almost like is a difficult pose to judge because both of them are like hitting different poses. I really like, again, think this is a very close pose. You have, very good condition, Tony hitting the pose very, very well. And you have Rafael also showing great muscularity on his upper chest with his huge shoulders. And I think that's kind of like a Thai pose. It really does, not one athlete is overstepping the other one. Judges could justify going in both directions. But ultimately, here on what we did, you can see why Rafael really clearly won this. Like I had judged other shows that I thought was much, much closer to this.